Welcome, everyone, to episode 1 of Life, or whatever we're going to call this podcast. We haven't really decided yet. We have Tori on.
Hello.
So, picked out a couple topics to discuss. One will be TV shows, and then the other one is going to be school. TV shows is because there's the new show that just dropped that I'm sure everyone's talking about, House of Dragons.
Yes, I have noticed that.
So I need to go and finish because I can't remember if I'm on the last season or if I have a couple of season, I think 6. I might have a couple of them to watch and then finish season 7. I never just finished it when they were doing that all. Because I was trying to get all caught up before because I didn't have watched it until they were like, oh, it's going to be ending. And so I started it and it was really good. So I watched most of that.
I only watched like a couple episodes with you, and I don't know what season it was, but it seemed like it was slowly getting into like more of the plot.
Yeah, like it was really slow until like I felt like the end. So, but as this, I guess there's not a ton of shows that I get excited for really anymore. So, I have like some ideas and like thoughts on like TV shows. That's what made me think about, this. So, I guess just currently, what have you or both of us been watching? And
Well, we decided how long? I don't know. We've been watching, like, we started the Marvel, like, series, movies, and shows from Captain America to now we're watching, like, the Spider-Verse one, or that was the one that we have to watch, but we're almost caught up to, like, what just came out, like, She-Hulk and,
yeah, so the whole Marvel series is in, basically we started that because I hadn't watched most of them.
Yeah.
And you had, so I'm like, well, I don't ever understand what's going on. Well, you're like, we need to watch it in chronological order. So we started that, and we've been doing that for a while. And we're almost all caught up. They keep dropping more shit, so it makes it harder. But we'll keep working on it.
Did you like the one show that you were going to have your brother watch? I think it was the Terminal List.
Yep, Terminal List was very good. It's actually, I think for a while there, it was like number 1, like for streams across all platforms. So, and Amazon doesn't have a ton. They have The Boys, which is one that I need to watch season 3 of that. I have a whole watch list that I have going, and I'm excited for Daredevil to come back into the Marvel series. So
Yes, that will be very exciting.
that's always been one of my favorite, I guess, of the Marvel series.
I didn't know if I would get into it when you were watching it. I don't know what you were streaming it on.
Netflix had it.
And I didn't know if I'd ever get into it, but I think I watched like more than half of it with you, and I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty interesting. It has a good storyline, and
yeah, when they came out with the movie, when what's his name was the actor? Was it Ben Affleck? Was he the one?
No, I don't know.
I might have to Google it. Daredevil the movie. Yeah, Ben Affleck.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of the show, not...
No, so the actual movie, when Jennifer Gardner was Elektra in it, Colin Farrell was Bullseye, the Kingpin was Michael Clark, I think. So, when I watched that movie probably 100 times when it came out, Elektra made me want to get the little sai things that she had, the little like not knives, but they're like this long, they're like metal. Well,
I'm surprised I haven't seen Marvel came out with anything of her storyline yet.
One of those things.
Oh, yeah.
So now we gotta go back and finish. Like I was saying, why am I drawing a blank now?
We were talking about Daredevil.
No, before that, because of House of Dragons.
Yes.
What was the series called before that?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. I was drawing a blank there. But so I gotta go finish that series, and then I can start this House of Dragons, which I might do tonight. I might binge watch some stuff as I edit some stuff tonight. And we gotta try to see the Marvels. I gotta wait for you, which is normally a weekend when we don't have the kid.
I know, because I just don't want him to get freaked out.
Well, that, and then you work in the morning really, really early, so you always need to be in bed by like 9, 10 o'clock at the latest. And
Yes.
I'm normally up till 1 or 2 because I can sleep until about 8 before I have to leave for work.
Yes.
So we kind of are on different time schedules, so it makes it hard for us to watch something together. And normally, getting the kid to sleep, it is watching like an episode of Paw Patrol versus is what we really would rather watch.
I should have all the episodes of Paw Patrol memorized by now.
They're still coming out with new ones.
I know.
Isn't it Nickelodeon running something right now they called like September?
No, it's August Paw something. I forgot what.
Yeah, something.
Well, like we couldn't find the remote yesterday for him to take his nap because that's how we get him to settle down. Is we put like an episode on, and we could not find the remote in our room to save us. So I put an episode on my phone, and I think it was just little bits and clips of all different ones, but it worked. And he didn't really want me to put it up, but I'm like, dude, we watched it for like a half hour. It's time to take a nap.
Yeah. So I guess for what type of shows do you enjoy watching? Like, what makes you like, hey, I want to watch that? They all try to make it like clickbait, basically, with all the shows with the trailers. But what do you look for in a show that makes you like, okay, I'm definitely gonna try to watch this show?
I definitely like like a suspense, but like an action suspense. And I like the superhero. That's probably why I like watching Marvel so much, is because I like the superhero base of it, and I feel like they have a good storyline of what they're trying to put out there. I noticed Netflix had came out with some anime shows that I really wanted to watch, but they're not appropriate to watch with a kid. So just because you don't know what language they're going to say, like swearing or
So adult anime.
pretty much.
I'm trying to think of what. So like shows that I like are typically like really action. So like the Terminal List, like just that storyline of that was really good. It is kind of gruesome with what happens like pretty early in the movie or in the show. The Game of Thrones, just I guess I'm not like a super like the Vikings. Like I've tried to watch that show and I wasn't, and maybe I need to go back and watch it again. And a lot of the shows I feel like I gotta watch like a couple times.
The show Vikings?
Yeah.
See, I feel the same way about it. I kind of wanted to watch it, but I'm like, I don't know how gruesome it is, and like I can handle a certain amount of gruesome, but
And gruesomeness has like no effect on me. Like that stuff does not bother me at all.
it used to not bother me, but then I had a kid, and I don't know, it like now it like really messes with me.
So, I really don't. Well, nowadays it just comedy seems like it has sucked. So, very, very rarely outside of like Family Guy, and then I used to like when I was a younger, like a kid, I would like older kid, like teenage. I'd watch The Simpsons, but now I don't really care for that. South Park was always really good, and that's still I can get, like watch that and enjoy the episodes. But that's not like a series you really got to watch.
I was just looking to see what was coming out that was new on Netflix, and there's a movie that is coming out, and I think your mom would like it. It's called A Cowgirl Song.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. I just watched the Gray Guy on there. There was The Hustle with Adam Sandler. So, yeah, I try to watch stuff like when cause I have a 3 monitor set up when I'm editing. So I have one that basically I can have something playing, whether I have music or something. So I kind of watch a lot of my shows and movies when that I'm not trying to watch with you.
Yeah.
But like comedy shows, I feel like have gotten worse. Like I feel like so many people are so worried about being woke that they just have gotten away from making good comedy.
I agree.
Now, one thing that I've been hearing because of everyone now watches so many TikToks and stuff of that people's attention spans are getting short. What you got?
So I forgot about this movie that was coming out
Well,
that I think and I've heard people are kind of iffy on it. And I listen. So there is a podcast I listen to on Mondays that talk about like what movies are coming out that are supposed to be like pretty good. And it's the one with Jamie Foxx and James Franco. It's called Day Shift.
Oh yeah, that's already out on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yep, I seen
I
it.
didn't
I was
know
almost
if I
gonna
wanted
watch
to watch it or not.
I don't. To me, like watching the preview of it looks kind of stupid. So, and like Max Tuning's vlog, they just watched it and they gave it like a 6.
Oh, did
6
they?
was their opinion. They're like, it's kind of dumb, but like it's watchable type of thing. Like maybe go see it once or watch it once, and you'll be good with that. But back to the TikTok thing. So people have been saying that because of TikTok and people, attention spans, barely can keep them for 60 seconds. Do you think movies and TV shows are too long? Now we're probably older. We're not this. What
So I go back and like look at like the Disney movies that we used to watch, and I watch them with Cole, and they range anywhere from like an hour to 20 minutes or an hour to 30 minutes. And then you go and like watch these Marvel movies. Like I think it's Infinity War was like almost 2 hours, and then Endgame was like almost 3 hours. So it's like how do you keep people like entertained for like if you're going to have a storyline that long?
Yeah, well, the one movie series that's coming out, and they should be able to release them all pretty quick, and it's been a long time since the first one came out, is, and the first one was like a long, like a 3-hour long movie. I just drew a blank now. It's the one with the people who become like the alien people. They're connected to the tree and...
Oh, Avatar?
Yes. So they've just finished up like recording everything to do 2, 3, and 4.
Yes.
Or like so that's all in post production, so that's all being worked on. So they should basically be able to like almost every year knock one out, and it might even be until 5.
So there was a documentary I didn't know if you wanted to watch.
What's that?
It's called Trainwreck, Woodstock of '99.
Trainwreck sounds way more interesting.
So there's people around here in our small little town that have been there and were interviewed. So I was kind of curious to like listen to like how crazy of a big party it was, pretty much.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Like, so we go to the Redbud every year, and it'd be interesting to hear about like the old school days of that. Like, 'cause I remember like people in B-Lot, like hearing stories of people burning down their campers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In B-Lot. So someone should do a documentary on that.
Yes, I think they should too.
But and then TV shows like TV shows are like now because you can stream them, you can go 45 minutes to an hour versus where normally a show is like a half hour when it was played on regular TV. Then you'd have the commercials, and the commercials was a good time where if you needed to quick go switch a load of laundry or go tuck the kid in or check his homework or something, you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with streaming now, you sit there the whole time. Is it enough or is it too long? I don't know. And then people binge watch so much, so it's like, okay, how can you tell me a 2-hour movie is, not able to keep someone's attention, but a TV show that has 10 episodes, someone will sit down and binge watch it for 10 hours straight. So
Right.
I go back and forth on that topic.
I was just seeing what's new on Disney Plus.
Yeah. So outside of what's coming out, do you have anything that is on like your want to watch list?
On either Netflix or
On anything, just anything that you know.
I kind of wanted to watch The Lightyear with Buzz, just because I grew up with Toy Story. So I think it'd be interesting to see what that storyline's about. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen previews and stuff for that one.
Trying to think. Oh, we started watching that.
The I Am Group.
Yep.
What about like old school, like Friends? See, I never was like that into Friends. Like I didn't have to sit down and watch it all.
So my sisters are, well, Riley's big into it.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sydney, well, I think Sydney has watched it. I never was big into it.
So on IMDb's top 100 must-watch series list, Friends is number 1.
Okay.
Supernatural is number 2.
See, I started getting into that, and it is like really suspenseful. Like, definitely watch it in the day if you get scared easy. Because I got into like episode 3 or 4. I didn't realize there's like over 12 seasons of it, but I got pretty like freaked out at times. I was like, oh my gosh.
Game of Thrones is 3.
I don't know if I want to watch that.
I gotta finish it. So.
I know.
Spartacus. I don't even remember what that is.
Is it related to 3000? Is that the Spartan?
Yeah, I'm sure it's like the same timeline because it looks like a Spartan. But the Newsroom, which I think I've watched a couple. I don't think I ever finished that one, but that was a good show, and I feel like a lot of the things can kind of go along with nowadays because I feel like a lot of media just isn't truthful anymore. So,
Agreed.
Dexter, that was a very popular show that I never got into.
I think I want to watch that one because they had just came out with a new like Dexter series but it's on HBO.
Is it Dexter? Or so there's the...
It's Dexter. Like, it's the actor who plays Dexter, but I don't know if it's called that.
Is it, like, related to them?
Yeah.
Oh.
So why don't you look... Do you want me to look it up, or...
I'll hear in a minute.
Okay.
Seven's Prison Break.
I never watched that.
Yeah. I kind of did for, like, a season 1, but that was back in the day, back in 2005, when you had to wait for every episode. That drove me insane. I could never follow along with the show. Boston Legal.
I don't know what that is.
That was back in like 2004, 2008.
Oh, yeah.
Boardwalk Empire. See, we didn't have HBO, so I wouldn't have been able to watch that. That's 2010, 2004. The Walking Dead. Now, me and my brothers, my dad, and I all got into that for a while.
That was crazy.
But then,
like, your dad was really, really into that show.
well, it started off as a show for like him and Caleb to watch, and then it, after they watched season 1, then when season 2 came out, we kind of all started watching it, and then I can't remember. We watched because I think I don't know if it might be still going.
It is. It hasn't said it's done yet, but I think it is still going.
But we probably watched until like season 9 or something like that. Then we were just like, okay, this is too slow, too not moving up. Nip and Tuck. That was back in 2003 to 2010. I tried to get into it, but never really did. Taken. You wouldn't have liked that. That was like a drama mystery, and that was only 1 season. Sherlock.
I feel like I've heard that, but I never got into it.
The Good Wife.
My mom used to watch that and said it was a really good show.
Damages.
Nope.
The show called Life.
Nope.
Kane.
Nope.
Dreads Files, something like that. I have no idea. Criminal Minds.
Criminal Minds is still a big...
It ended in 2020. MI5. Person of Interest. Suits, that I started back up because it's been so long. I had watched first couple seasons of that and then never finished it. So then started that back up again. I'm like on season 4 already. 24.
Oh, that was
on for...
That was a pretty suspenseful show.
Mm-hmm. Strike Back. NCIS, which is still going.
Mm-hmm.
Numbers.
Nope.
Band of Brothers.
Nope.
Spartacus, Gods of the Arena.
Goodness.
Rome. The Sopranos. That's another old school show that I never got into. Californication. Scrutiny. Family Guy. The Simpsons. Leverage.
See, I can't watch those cartoons because I just don't like how stupid they are.
But their underlying points are good.
I know. Like, that's the same with South Park.
Uh-huh. Dirt, which I have no idea what that is. Oh, that was a tabloid thing. The Vampire Diaries.
We finished that.
Yep. Lie to Me. Monk. True Blood.
I never got into True Blood. Like, I watched a couple episodes. It's very interesting.
Dollhouse.
Nope.
Lost Girl.
I wonder. Oh, Lost Girl. I think that's. Isn't that a movie? Oh, no.
No.
Sorry. I was thinking of Gone Girl. That's what I was thinking.
Scrubs.
I kind of want to watch Scrubs.
It was good. I don't think I ever finished it, but I watched quite a bit of it. Shit My Dad Says.
Who comes up with these?
The Tudors.
What?
Yeah, a dramatic series about the reign and marriage of King Henry VIII.
Oh.
That was on from 2007 to 2010. Joey from Friends. It's a spin-off of Friends. That was on for a couple years. I wonder if has Riley ever watched that?
What?
Joey. So it's a spin-off of Friends that was made from 2004 to 2006.
Let me ask her.
I think you can find it on Amazon. 2.5 Men. Definitely watch that. How I Met Your Mother.
I never watched it, but my sisters had finished it.
And see, like How I Met Your Mother and 2.5 Men, like, I mean, How I Met Your Mother kind of needed to watch, or at least you needed to watch the very end. But, like, most of the time, you didn't, like, have to watch them in order. Like, you could just pick up on any one and kind of pick down what was going on, because it was, like, that kind of slap-knee comedy, I felt like. The Big Bang Theory, again, not, like, one I didn't think you had to watch everyone. One show that I remember you watching was Revenge.
It started out good, and then I think it was like season 3. And after that, they just like kept dragging out like the plot of her revenge, and it was like, okay, is she gonna like do it or?
Lost.
I never watched Lost.
I watched it for a while, and then it started getting slow at like season 3 or 4, and then I was like, oh, all right, and then I never finished it. Sons of Anarchy.
You finished it.
Yep, I watched that whole series. I need to start Mayans. Scandal.
I watched bits and pieces of it. I kind of want to start from the beginning. That is a really good show.
Political Animals. That was only on for one season. Fringe.
I've heard of Fringe. I think it's a suspenseful.
Parade's End.
Hmm.
Whitney.
Is it about Whitney Houston? No.
Arrow.
That was a good one.
Touch.
Arrow is the DC
Yes.
superhero.
Royal Pains. Last Resort. House. Defiance. House of Cards. I always was going to go back and watch that one. Vikings.
I think I should just watch like the first couple episodes to see if I like it or not.
The Following. Rogue. Breaking Bad was one that I never watched. I always thought I'd be probably interested in if I started.
I think you should.
And then Vegas, Magic City, The Americans.
Oh, is that the spy one?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever watch it?
No.
I kind of wanted to watch that one too.
Cowboy Bebop. This would be yours.
The Cowboy Bebop?
Yep, it's an anime.
Oh.
A futuristic misadventures and tragedies of any easygoing bounty hunter and his partners. It's an anime action adventure. So all three of the things you'd like.
Is it on Netflix?
It is no.
Stay down.
Funimation. Funimation?
Funimation?
Yeah.
You would need me to read these.
I might. I'm horrible with words. I have no idea. This is another language.
I'm glad you're noticing.
Man oson no masman tachi.
I think you really botched that.
I probably did. Runs a private investigation agency in Tokyo, Shinjuku district, performing odd jobs ranging from finding lost pets to hunting rare stumps in order to get by. The Affair, Rush, Satisfaction, The Blacklist, which is still going.
I wanted to get into that.
I started in 2013 and it's still going apparently.
Is it?
Yep. Fargo.
I've heard of that.
That was on FX, I believe, so now it's on Hulu. You can watch it. The Last Kingdom. Mad Men. Banshee. Boss. Daredevil. Deadwood. Halt and Catch Fire. House of Cards. Marco Polo. Narcos. All right, ready for the next one?
Yep.
Masters of Sex.
What's that on?
Amazon Prime looks like.
Oh, geez.
Drama about the pioneers of the science of human sexuality whose research touched off the sexual revelation. One that I wanted to finish because it just ended this year was Peaky Blinders. I tried to start watching.
Riley and Chad, I think, had to watch that.
The Fades, The Wire, and True Detective finishes out the top 100.
Interesting.
So, and then you were saying a spin-off of Dexter?
Yes.
Spin-off.
It's like the new, it's like Dexter, the new chapter, or...
Well, isn't the Better Call Dexter New Blood?
That's what it is.
So, it says it's one season. I don't know if they're doing a... Yeah, they're not doing another episode, another season by the looks of it. Isn't Better Call Saul part of the Breaking Bad?
Yeah. What was that one we tried to get into at your mom's? Or like when your mom used to live at their old house. It was, I think it was called The Priest or something.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb. So it's part of Better Call Saul is American crime and legal drama television series created by Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould, part of the Breaking Bad franchise. It is a spin-off / prequel and sequel to Gilligan's previous series, Breaking Bad.
I just remember seeing a lot of commercials for it.
Yeah.
What?
I'll have to watch it on Game of Thrones on HBO since Garrett just added that to our YouTube that we split.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
So, what would be a TV show that you would want to watch with me that we have not watched?
I don't know. Like, I wanted to try to get into like one of the fireman shows with doing my fire school and stuff.
Like Chicago Fire? Or
Yeah,
not?
like one of those. But
Maybe we should do a poll and see like what people suggest that we should watch.
also at the same time, I feel like we have a lot of shows already that we need to watch. So,
We just don't sit down long enough,
well,
though.
and we have the Marvel series that we really need to finish and be caught up on before we start looking at doing another one.
I know.
So,
Dang it all.
since we're talking about movies and TV shows and stuff, and then the other topic we're going to talk about is school. Was your favorite part of school the movie days and TV show days?
Yeah, just because I know, like, oh, I didn't have to stress about homework or, oh, did I have a project that I needed to have finished or something like that.
Yeah. Man, like, we're still having such hot weather. I feel bad for the kids having to go back. Like, I feel like they need to change up the school schedule.
So I was talking to, so my mom is a superintendent at a local school here. So they had put in place, I think when we were in school, there was a law that said we weren't allowed to start till after Labor Day. Well, our county had got a waiver that said, oh, we want to start before Labor Day.
Yeah. Well, and so many people think of, like, summer from Michigan, which I don't believe, I really don't even think summer really starts till, like, basically 4th of July.
That's what we were talking about.
Realistically, everyone thinks, hey, it's summertime after Memorial Weekend.
Exactly.
That's when people open up their pools and stuff like that in Michigan. So,
well, I was wondering, like, too, because, like, people have vacations planned for Labor Day. And I know they take, like, if school's already in session, they have Friday and Monday off. But how many people do you know are like, oh, we're going to leave, like, that Wednesday or Thursday. So then you're having your kid out of school. I just don't see the point of starting before Labor Day.
Well, I personally think, my personal opinion, and it would have worked better just because, like, my dad, he worked out of town a lot, so it would have worked better for the it's not all year round. It's the...
It's like all year, but
it's not called that.
Oh.
It's a different name. I'm trying to think of what they call it.
A balance calendar?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, they call it a balanced calendar, which you still get like 4 weeks off in the summertime. You get like the whole month of July off.
Exactly.
Off, and for spring break, you're gonna get 2 weeks off versus the 1 week because heck, half the kids' parents leave, like that Wednesday or Thursday before spring break, so that way they can get down there and then have full 10 days at their destination.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, if you had 2 weeks off. Now you could still leave that Wednesday or Thursday, or you even can go, the Sunday or Saturday before. Now stay 10 days wherever you want and still have plenty of time to come back home and get back in adjusted. Or you can now stay 14 days somewhere.
Right.
And that's winter break becomes a week longer. Your midwinter break, that's a day, becomes a full week, I believe, when you look at it. So to me, like I said, my dad working out of town, it would be easier for him to, hey, I know I need these 2 weeks off to come do something versus just taking a week off to try to be, and at Christmas time, he always had to do a shutdown around that time. So it'd be easier for him to have, after the week of Christmas, as a couple weeks where he could be free to go do something. Cause
exactly.
That week of Christmas, he'd be taken away because of work and stuff. Now, I know some teachers complain about not having the full summer off, that whole time. It's nice, but regular jobs like I work, I don't get a full summer off. So
I work 365 days, so
not quite, but close.
Well, when you work with animals, they don't like, oh, I don't need this like holiday off. They get attended to every day.
Yes, there's someone at the farm every day, but you're not personally there every single day. At least not yet. Most of the days you're there.
Yes. Oh, so going back to, she said she has not.
She probably didn't even know it was a show.
I'll ask her.
But yeah, so balanced calendar is what I would like to see, because that would help. And also, balanced calendar makes it so they're going to put in AC. So,
Yes.
it would be cool when you do have to go back. Heck, but because I want to say it's like you go to like the end of June, which normally till about the end of June is it starts to get warm in Michigan. You know, mid to end of June, you're starting to have hot days. And you might get a hot day here or there before that, but normally not really. So it's not until about almost 4th of July where it's finally starting to be 80, 90 degrees these most of the days. And still have 70-degree days and stuff. But and then you get from 4th of July all the way down to like August, beginning of August. You start back up beginning of August and you go 3 weeks, and then you get like a midsummer break around Labor Day weekend, I think it is. And so you get like 2 weeks off there. For that.
Yeah. So
it's the same amount of days. People always think that they're going to school more days than what before, but it's not really. It's
and for around here, like in the winter, we have what's called snow days for like if the conditions like, so where we live, there's a lot of back roads and they don't get plowed regularly, like the very busy like highway roads. So they have to cancel school because the buses can't get down these roads. And sometimes if they exceed a certain amount of days, then they have to add on those days at the end of the calendar year or the end of their school calendar year.
Yeah. But and then, having more days off in the wintertime is going to help with that because you already have these days scheduled off. And then, like I said, you're going to get, 4 weeks off, basically the whole month of July off. Then I believe it's like a couple weeks, like right around Labor Day weekend. So you can do a full end of summer celebration somewhere if you want.
Exactly.
But so that's just one personal opinion on how, because when you go to college, you're going to get about 2 weeks off, and then start up. So once you start, so you do your fall semester, you get about 2 weeks off, then you start your spring semester, and then you take 2 weeks off. And most kids, unless you're working all summer, is going to take a summer semester, which you get, and then you go and you get about another 2 weeks off before you start the fall semester.
Well, depending on what college or university you go to, because sometimes it's maybe a week.
Yeah, sometimes it's only a week. It just depends on kind of where the calendar falls on when you're going to be getting off and stuff.
It is interesting. And then I was talking to one of the kids I work with, and they said that so they get out of school at 2:45. I said, "Wow, you're really lucky because when I was in school, we didn't get out till like 3:15, 3:20."
Yeah, I was in sports, so it didn't bug me what time. Personally, I would have rather started later, anyways. I hate starting school at 7:30, 7:45. I would much rather have started at like 8:30, 9 o'clock and went till 4, and then went to my practice afterwards.
This is why him and I vary, because I'm a morning person and he is a night owl.
Most teenage kids are not morning people at a teenage age. And it's actually, you will test worse and score worse on tests as for a teenage age for a kid that has to get up on a regular basis at like 7 to be ready and be at school by 7:45. I have to start class. Then if a kid could sleep and not have to get up till 8, that extra hour of sleep for most and they're probably like, well, teenagers just need to go to bed earlier. Or that's the last thing on their mind that, by the time they get done with homework and get done with dinner and then prep and get ready for school the next day and it's 10 o'clock at night, that's the last thing they're going to want to, think about is going to bed. They're like, okay, now I need to focus on my social life a little bit. So I don't know. I just the studies I've read and seen in school needs to start later. Heck, I do my best work because I'm not a morning person at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon when most people are tired. But one big topic that's been huge in the news and everything: should gender studies be allowed in school?
We're really gonna get into this.
I feel we bring it up a little bit.
I don't know. Like, it's a gray area. In my opinion,
No. It's a simple answer. No. It's not a teacher's responsibility to tell my kid whether he or she, if dicks are real or not. Like one teacher was telling a bunch of 5-year-old boys.
Well, I don't think elementary should really be talking about it. Middle school, I don't know, because your hormones are starting to rage at that point. High school, you do have sex ed or health classes.
Yeah, you typically, that about 8th grade-ish time, so that'd be like 14, 15, maybe somewhere young, 13, so about that teenage time, like as they're transitioning to a teenager, transitioning into kind of like the high school, they normally will do a sexual education on, but that's meant to be a reproduction, like, hey, you put the penis in the vagina and you get a baby. That's not meant to be, well, if you feel feminine today, you get to change your mind to be a girl for the day. Hey, and then tomorrow when you feel manly, you can go back to being a man. I don't know. That just is confusing. And it's like, hey, your hormones are changing. Some days you may feel a little more feminine. Some days you may feel a little more masculine. They don't need to state that they're changing their biology of you're now a girl, if it happens where, hey, I feel feminine and now I'm feminine for the next 4 years of my life when I'm all the way through high school and now that I've turned 18 and I still feel like a girl, okay, then, that's when you can start talking hormone treatment, stuff like that. But to make it that a parent can't stop a psychologist can't stop a parent from putting their kids on hormones when they think it might be just a phase because of they want attention from the school or at the school with their friends, that's dumb. I have strong opinions on it.
I know. I'm trying to stay neutral about it because I can see both ways about it.
Mine shouldn't offend anyone. I'm 28 years old and I still question some of the things that, I think back to what I did when I was in high school. There's no way I was mature enough to decide if you wait that long to be, I'm going to be a girl, I'm going to be a boy. And I was called mature for my age, Everyone would be like, oh, you're mature for a boy or you're mature for your age.
Yeah.
Other than the crazy topics, let's see. Are you ready for Cole to start school in a couple years?
Like I am, but I'm not.
Why?
Like I am because I think he would greatly benefit from it.
That's not what I was thinking. I figured you would be like, I'm ready for him to start school because I get my free time.
I like hanging out with my kid.
So.
If I didn't have him at home, I would have to do more work. Don't you know?
What is it? Is he your excuse right now?
I just wanted to see what you were going to say.
I know you use him as an excuse.
I don't use him as an excuse.
He's a good excuse to get a nap in the afternoon.
He
I do
is
that
a
on
good
the weekend.
excuse to get a nap in the afternoon. Hey, when you work at 3 a.m., yes, I do need a nap.
Oh.
Let me ask you. How would you feel?
Well, I'm at work all day.
I know, but.
So, like, right now I get to come home on lunch and see him, but most of the time I'm trying to help you put him to sleep. Like, we eat quick and then it's like, okay, let's go lay down. So, when he's at school, when he transitions to full days, I might be able to surprise him on lunch and go, hey, you want to go get McDonald's? Take him out of school for a little bit, go get McDonald's.
I know you can't see me, but I am shaking my head while he's saying this.
So, hey, let's go grab McKenna's quick.
Why do you want to do this to me?
Oh. Maybe by then we'll have baby number 2 and you'll be home.
Hopefully.
I can go spoil Cole.
You know what they say, what you do for one, you got to do for the other.
Is that so?
That's what I've been told.
But see, people say that, but then they're like, oh, well, save the clothes, because if you have another boy, you'll be able to hand that down. That's not buying new clothes for the next one. They say save the stuff you got for the first baby for the next one. That's not buying all new stuff for the next one, so it's not doing the same. So the same people that say what you do for one, you gotta do for all, already are not doing that. That's my little tidbit on that.
I just love that you're a smart ass.
Yeah. You get to deal with it 24/7 pretty much.
Pretty much.
You kind of get to escape when I'm at work, but
not really, because your kid's starting to become a sass ass too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just imagine though if I did a podcast for a living and you had to deal with me then more.
Yeah. I think my microphone.
Well, I think you were good. I think you just turned your head away from it.
You sure?
Yeah.
I can't hear it.
You should be good still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hear you finding it.
Oh, okay.
Did you unplug your headset or something, maybe? Did
Maybe.
Knox unplug your headset cord?
That's what I was wondering.
So, make sure it's plugged in. That's normally why I kick him out.
Okay. Next, don't touch my stuff. There it goes.
Let's see. Are you going to get more active for doing school things when Cole's in school? Like start being part of the PTO and all that fun stuff?
Is it recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Still red, so it's still recording.
Oh.
Could be part
Like
of the sports boosters and PTO and...
Like I do, but I don't want to be so involved that my kid doesn't have, like, space from us.
Yeah. I mean, your mom was in the school system.
If she listens to this.
Yeah.
No, I think you...
Don't get me wrong.
No, I think you would be more involved than me. I think you'll be more involved than me.
I'll probably be more like with the sports side of things, I feel like. Where I could see you more like PTO volunteering, coming into the classroom volunteering type of things, where I'd probably be more on the sports side, like sports booster, stuff like that.
Yes.
But my mom was in school a lot too. And when I was younger, I actually enjoyed it, you know. I knew, like, when I went to lunch, I could see my mom because she was, you know, a parapro and she'd be helping out with the lunch or whatever. So I'd get to go up and see her and stuff like that. So I enjoyed that part when mom was in the school system. Eventually, you know, I came to Lakeview when I went to, like, the elementary, and she stayed in the Truefant school for a while. Then it wasn't until when I think I was, like, middle school age when they shut down Truefant. So she came over and then was in, like, the Bright Start in Lakeview for a while. That's really all I had for school topics.
I know that in our location, the kids start school tomorrow, so hope everyone has a good first day, especially the kiddos.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be nice and like 85 tomorrow for them.
It's supposed to be 82 last I looked.
Okay. Well, that's still close. 85 is not far off.
Well, good thing they have a half
Good
day.
thing I'm not a meteorologist.
Well, good thing they have a half day tomorrow, so.
Hopefully it's cool, at least in the morning for them.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but not quite having to take Cole to school yet.
Yeah.
Probably start them in preschool next year.
Yep. So, trying to think if you be the one dropping them off and I pick them up, or you're going to be the one picking them up and I drop them off.
Well, it depends on where he's going and when he starts and when he gets out.
Mm-hmm.
Because you realize if he's getting out at like 3 o'clock or something, or 4 o'clock, like, Grandpa may move milking time for you, so that way...
Grandpa might be retired at that point.
Oh, I doubt it. If Grandma had a choice, I would say yes, but Grandpa's good. Now, you never know. Cole may want to take over the farm someday.
He might.
So, all right, that's all I got.
That's all I got, too.
We managed to go for a while for our first episode, so...
Woohoo!
Oh, we'll be back next week with some more topics to discuss. Peace out.
See ya.